Hey everybody, check out these boxes that I have created for you today. It's a little different. The first Fabricate Friday video of every year, I have a box holder design. You can go back, I don't know, how many years has it been that I've been on YouTube? Since 2014, so almost 10 years, you guys. So there's 10 box builds. This one can be utilized as a card holder box. You can write on the top here, get well, thank you, happy birthday, all of that, and then store your cards inside. You can also store lots of, that's very thick. Or you can make it like a perpetual birthday calendar like this, having January, February, March, April, May, June, and on the back side turn it around. July, August, September, October, November, and then December is a trouble child with it flipping up. But and you can get these like little calendars. You can find them all over online. You can download them. Just say mini calendar and you can figure it out. I bought mine at a dollar store, so you probably don't have the same. But anyway, these can be used as a perpetual birthday calendar, and so you just put the proper appropriate birthdays in for 6 months and then flip it around and do it for the next 6 months. Or you can have people written on here, like on the back side. You can make a little card in the front and write down their names. And this design can also be a recipe holder. So you could have, you know, appetizers, entrees, desserts, and then just make a whole bunch of cards that goes inside and share. And that way you can keep them all organized or gift them if you wish. So if you want to create something like this, come along with me. We'll do it together. All right, I brought out a few things that I'm going to use for this project. I am going to focus on the stamp set that says Notes of Nature, just for a little decorating. The colors that I thought I would use would be Pebble Path, Gray Granite, and Crumb Cake. I have the double oval punch. And then I have a 1/2 inch round, corner rounder punch. Stampin' Up doesn't sell that. So we have a whole bunch of different papers, and I'm going to go through everything as we go to use it. So this is the double oval punch. I pre-cut some of these items because I felt that it would save time. So this particular paper is called Nature's Sweetness, which I think is kind of funny because all the papers that I've chosen for this don't really have a lot of nature on them. Has a lot of book script. So I'm going to start off, and I just put hand cream on my hands, so I don't want to mar my paper. All right, so let's start with this piece. This piece is 11 inches long and 7 inches tall. We are going to put it in the trimmer, and on the long side we are going to, and I'm going to do this here, all like that. I'm going to show you how to do it in a trimmer because it can be done with a scoring tool or a trimmer, whatever you want. So we are going to score at 1/2. Okay, 1/2, 3, 8, and 10 and 1/2. All right, so I'm going to get just a pencil out. So I'm going to just make a little tick mark at, let's say, I'm going to line this edge up with the 3-inch, and right where that track is, I'm going to make a little pencil mark. And then, same here, I'm going to line this up with the track. I'll see where I can see 3 inches, and I'm going to make a little tick mark. All right, so where this score line, your 3-inch score line and your 3-inch, I'm going to cut that. So I'm just lining them up in the track, and I'm going to cut this off. Ta-da! And same with this side. So this would have been that 8-inch score line there. So I'm going to put that in the track and this in the track and cut that off. Voila! Done skis. Putting that aside, we also have another piece of cardstock. This is 6 by 7, so 6 inches by 7 inches. And on the long side, we are going to score at a half an inch, and 3. And then on the short side, we're going to score at a half. There. And 5.5. All right, we are going to score and burnish all of our score lines. So, or fold and burnish, because we've already scored them. I'm going to take my Stampin' Seal and, or well, this is Stampin' Seal Plus. I'm putting it on those 2 edges there and go right up. Okay. And on this one, I have to trim stuff out. So I am going to wedge here and here. I'm going to wedge here and here. I'm going to cut, well, we'll wedge here, and then we're going to cut all the way up, and we'll wedge here, and we're going to cut all the way up. I'm just going to use my longer scissors because shorter scissors will not get me, I find that sometimes it gets more jagged. Or you can use your trimmer if you so desired. Okay, so you should have something that looks like that. That's what you should have. All right, so we are going to put adhesive along the flaps here and here and here. All right. So what I like to do, I'm folding down the flap with my finger, holding this piece up, and I'm coming kind of along and trying to match the score lines up. Normally I like resting it on the table because then I can see. There we go. Now you can see. And this, by the way, was gray granite I'm using. And then I'm going to fold this piece up to this piece. Like that. This piece up, this scored line up to the free edge. Done. And then these 2 pieces will get folded and And it's okay that you have a little hangover. I am going to trim that off. No problem there. Okay. Voila, there you go. All right, so I have 3 and let's see here. This is front piece. It is 3 3/4 inches tall and 12 inches wide. And with my scoring tool, I'm going to score at 1 inch, approximately. One inch, 3.5, 8.5, and 11. Okay. So I'm just going to reinforce this with my fingers. Yeah, just like that. Okay, so now I'm going to take my adhesive and go all the way along the edges. I also like to put one in the middle. Okay, so now we're decorating this box. Perfect. All right, so I have some adhesive strips here. These are from the same Nature's Sweetness, and this was 12 inches. And I thought that I would, and there's adhesive sheet on the back of this. So, I think that one's crooked. So we'll use this one and then maybe a skinnier one on top. Or in between. All right, so the greatest thing about adhesive sheet is that I've just made this piece of paper a sticker. So one of the nice things is I now know where 12.5 or 12 inches is. So this was from the same paper, so I know it's going to fit around my little card maker box. This is just pure decoration, folks. This is completely optional. You don't have to do it. If you don't want to decorate your fun little box. Every year since I've been on YouTube, I have done a card holder box. So therefore, this one is coming too. This one is the 2024 version. Lovely little craft project. Funny thing is that I think that you could use this as a recipe box if you wanted. You could use this as a perpetual birthday calendar. You can use this just to store your creations in. Or you can gift it. Okay, so I just did a varying sizes. These are like 1/8, 1/16 and 1/2 inch or 1/4 inch. Love it. All right, so the back piece is 5 by 7, and I'm just going to put that right over top, first of all, to give stability to the box, and also to cover up these ends. So that's pretty much the box made. Now I'm going to make the inserts. So I have 6 pieces. This is gray granite. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So what I'm going to do is I've cut out 6 gray granite pieces of cardstock. I've also taken the time to measure the middle and create a line. Trust me, it helps. I'm going to adhere or put tape on, or like adhesive, I should say, on the bottom half of the ovals. All right, so now I'm going to start over here. Oh, before I forget, we have a beautiful edged trio punch, so I will use that. I'll flip it. There we go. Now that my corners are punched, I'm going to take my scalloped punch. I'm going to line up that 1/2 inch right like that. It's okay if there's a little adhesive. We're going to cover that with the white part. So here's my second piece, and I want it to be staggered. So I'm putting them together so that I can stagger them. There we go. Whoops, uh-oh, that's trouble. That way you get the idea of where they should be going. And I wanted to save some work for you guys, so I'll show you how. You take a couple strips of paper, basic white. You're going to go into this side of the punch, and that is maximizing your paper. And you're not cutting anything out of the other. Because that's the worst, when you put a big piece in here and out comes its neighbor. Last one. So we need 12 of these white ones. So here we are. I'm going to put adhesive on the back, on all of them. It'll make life faster in the long run. We're going to put a white oval on the circle. And then we're going to flip it over and we're going to do one on this side. All right. Now for decoration. Now I have miscut some of these, but I'm still going to use the paper even though they're shorter. So what the designer series paper size is 4.25 by 6.25. So it should be 4.5, and I did 4.25 here by accident. This should have been 6.25, and I did 6 1/8. So at least I was consistent, but I'm going to use the bigger piece on the front page and the smaller piece on the back page. I am going also to cut my paper the same way I would have done my divider cards. Hey, I'm back. So I have some basic white card here, and these are 3.5 wide, 5.25 tall. I use my trio punch on them. And the thing is, I'm just doing the top corners. These are optional, but I am going to spend some time decorating them, because I'm going to use them, but you definitely do not have to. So I will show you what I'm doing here. First of all, I'm going to line 6 of them up. Sorry if my camera is going weird. It doesn't like white. So I have a pebbled path. I have gray granite. And I have crumb cake. I have the stamp set Notes of Nature. We have this, that, and this, and a leaf. Maybe I'll bring that one out too. That'll be fun. I'm going to ink up, stamp off, stamp on. Ink up, stamp off, stamp on. All right, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. All right, full strength dots. This is what mixed media is all about, folks, layers. So here is my crumb cake and a leaf. Here is a non-porous surface. This is a laminated grid mat sheet. I have my crumb cake here, which is a light brown, and whatever colors I have on my mat. because this is mixed media. And I am softly blending on some color onto my white page to make it look aged. I don't even know what colors were on here before. Yellow, it looks like some red was in there. Doesn't matter. The grungier it looks, the more layered it looks, the more worn and torn, but also still nice. And at this point, this is a backdrop for, say, calendar, if you wanted. This is completely optional. I will show you the final project of what it looks like. I'm just having fun decorating, getting back into the crafty way of things. Okay, now this is the piece de resistance. Here is a sprayer. This is a Stampin' Mist sprayer, and I'm just going to spritz my non-porous surface, and then I'm going to take my card and go over top and soak up that ink, whatever was left over. I'm adding some more spray. It's called smooshing if you really want the technical term. Okay, good way to clean your non-porous surface too. And also it's to show you that you don't have to be perfect with anything. We're gonna set those a little to dry whilst we adhere our DSP to our cards. So the first one I want to match, and then I think I only have I have two of these. So I'll do front and center and back. We're going to put this on, and we're going to leave just a tiny gap like so. So that is a front page, and then my back page, which again, by accident, I made smaller. And then I'm going to take one of these pieces and I'm going to add it to the back. It's not really dry yet, but all right, I will finish adhering these and come back to you when we're done. So the one thing that I forgot to mention was I also made some little strips of paper that I thought would go nicely on the white card. So I will do that now. Might look a little busy with this one card design, but it'll really help zhuzh everything up on the other two. About a 1/2 inch from the bottom. And I will put those on these cards, and then I'll adhere these cards to the back side. All right, so I like this idea of taking a calendar. So this is January. So you can put all the cards that you have to send out on January. You can put a little piece of, you know, design or like stamped paper at the bottom so that you will know who to put cards into for the month of January. So let's do that. And then we flip over and we do maybe July for this one. And then you just write the people down. So this will be the perpetual birthday calendar. Option here for just a card holder. So you can just use this as, you know, say birthday, get well, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And that could be filled with cards that you can put on your desk, really pretty. This paper is called the Most Adored. Oh my gosh, I love it, for one, because it's a pink plaid. Hats off to Erica Serwin, who initially sort of designed something similar, and that's where I got the idea and took it from there. And you don't have to remember anything. There's a link below that you can click, and it will take you to my blog, which will give you all the dimensions and everything. And yeah, hopefully you enjoy it. Thank you so much for watching, subscribing, liking, commenting, all the YouTube-y things. It helps the YouTube algorithm for people just like you to find me. So I appreciate you. Thank you so much. I will see you again soon. Bye for now.